In the vast landscape of Asian cinema, few have managed to capture the hearts like Takeshi Kaneshiro. He rose to fame through his versatile acting skills and adoration amongst fans for his good looks. Kaneshiro's journey in the entertainment industry would begin during his secondary school in Taipei, where he started appearing in television commercials, eventually leaving the formal education behind to pursue a career in music and acting industry. In 1992, Kaneshiro made his singing debut under the name of Aniki. He wrote many of his own Mandarin and Cantonese songs, and following years his popularity led him into the acting industry. Kaneshiro starred in two of Wong Kar-wai's acclaimed films, Chungking Express and Fallen Angels. In Chungking Express, Kaneshiro played He Ji-woo, Cop 223, in the first story. His character is a young policeman whose girlfriend breaks up with him on April 1st. Refusing to accept the breakup, he buys a can of pineapple every day with an expiration date of May 1st, which is also his birthday, hoping she will return by then. During this period, he meets a mysterious woman involved in the drug underworld, who wears a distinctive blonde wig and sunglasses. She is exhausted and hiding after a botched smuggling operation. They share a brief, quiet connection when she falls asleep in a hotel room and he watches over her. On May 1st, she leaves a message on his pager wishing him a happy birthday, giving him a glimmer of hope amid his loneliness. To this day, Ji-woo's monologue set off by the expiry dates of canned pineapples. If memories could be canned, I hope they never expire. If there must be an expiry date, I hope it's 10,000 years. Is still widely quoted in Hong Kong pop culture and cinephile communities. In Fallen Angels, Kaneshiro played Ho Chi-mo, a mute ex-convict on the run from the police. He lives in the same building as the agent and survives by breaking into businesses at night and forcing customers to buy goods. He repeatedly encounters Charlie, a mentally unstable woman abandoned by her ex-boyfriend Johnny, who left her for Blondie. Charlie enlists Ho's help to find Blondie, and Ho develops feelings for her. Over time, Ho tries to change his ways, forms a friendship with a restaurant manager, and films his surroundings to remember his deceased father. Despite his efforts, Charlie eventually moves on, leaving Ho isolated and emotionally hurt. The next phase of his career saw Kaneshiro participated in many successful works and left a big impression on the audience. Fuyajo, 1998. Kaneshiro played Kenichi Ryu, a half-Japanese, half-Taiwanese man who operates within the criminal underworld of Kabukicho. Kabukicho is now divided equally between Yuan Qingui, the leader of the Shanghai gang, Chue Hu of the Beijing gang, and Yang Weiman of Taiwan. The situation seems to become strained because Kenichi's former partner, Wu Fuchun, returns to Kabukicho. Fuchun fled after killing Yuan Chengui's men, so Yuan Chengui orders Kenichi to hand over Fuchun within 3 days. Otherwise the two would have no choice but to die. A woman named Natsumi suddenly shows up and says that she was Fuchun's woman and ran away because she couldn't stand the abuse. She is willing to sell everything to survive. The psychedelic eyes hidden behind her beauty makes Kenichi smell the same smell as himself. Even though he knows that there is danger, he is still firmly attracted. Kenichi comes up with a desperate plan: lure Fuchun out to kill Yuan Chengui, and then let the second-in-command Jinbo kill Fuchun. After a series of betrayals and gun battles, many people die in the fight over territory or simply because of their own ambitions. From Yuan Chengui, his mistress Xiaohong, Fuchun, Qianbo, and finally Natsumi. The person behind these plots is Yang Weiman, who later seized control of the Chinese gangs in Japan. Kenichi is lucky to survive. He goes into hiding for 2 years, builds up his forces, and returns to take revenge on his adoptive father. Tempting Heart, 1999. The story follows Cheryl, a Hong Kong-based film director, who decides to make a film about her first love. As she recounts her memories to a screenwriter, the film flashes back to the 1970s, portraying her teenage self, Xiaoru, and her shy, introspective boyfriend Hojun. Hojun and Xiaoru's teenage romance is tender, but faces strong opposition from Xiaoru's possessive mother, especially after they spend a night together at a hotel. Their relationship eventually falls apart due to misunderstandings and external pressures. Later, Hojun marries Chen Li, Xiaoru's best friend, who later reveals she is a lesbian and that both she and Hojun love Xiaoru. Years later, Hojun and Xiaoru briefly reconnect during a trip to Japan, but circumstances prevent them from rekindling their romance. It is only at the end of the film when it is tactfully revealed that the director Sylvia Chang was actually reenacting her own teenage romance. Perhaps Love, 2005. The story follows a film director, Ni Wen, who was making a musical starring his mainland Chinese girlfriend Sun Na and a Hong Kong actor, Lin Jiandong. Unknown to Ni Wen, Sun Na and Lin Jiandong share a past, 10 years earlier, when Sun was a cabaret singer in Beijing and Lin was a struggling film student. They had a brief but intense romance. Now, as the musical filming begins, Sun Na refuses to acknowledge her past relationship with Lin Jiandong. The musical's plot mirrors their real-life story. Sun Na plays a girl who loses her memory and joins a circus troupe, while Lin's character tries to revive her memories and their love. As the lines between real life and real life blur, Lin desperately tries to rekindle their lost love, while Ni Wen discovers the truth about their past. Red Cliff, 2008. It is an epic historical war film directed by John Woo, based on the famous Battle of Red Cliffs during the late Eastern Han Dynasty, just before the Three Kingdoms period in China. The film depicts the alliance formed between the southern warlords Liu Bei and Sun Quan to resist the overwhelming forces of the northern warlord Cao Cao, who seeks to unify China under his rule. Kaneshiro plays Zhuge Liang, also known as Kongming, the brilliant and resourceful strategist for Liu Bei. The Allied forces use clever tactics such as the 8 trigrams formation, and Zhuge Liang's ingenious strategy of borrowing arrows with straw boats to weaken Cao Cao's navy. Cao Cao's forces suffer setbacks, including a plague outbreak and internal distrust sown by Zhou Yu and Zhuge Liang's schemes. The climax is a massive naval battle where the Allies launch a fire attack, aided by a favorable southeast wind, destroying Cao Cao's fleet and forcing his retreat. Besides the film perhaps Love mentioned above, Takeshi Kaneshiro also participated into other successful films by director Peter Chan, namely The Warlord starring Jet Li and Andy Lau, and Dragon starring Donnie Yen and Tang Wei. Kaneshiro also starred in another internationally famous work by director Zhang Yimou, House of Flying Daggers. Director Zhang once really wanted to invite Kaneshiro to star in Hero, but unfortunately, he couldn't participate due to scheduling conflicts. Therefore, by 2002, when Hero was completed and House of Flying Daggers had not yet finalized the script, director Zhang had already secured the lead role for Kaneshiro. Although Kaneshiro didn't have many works in the Japanese market, he has also left an impression on audiences through some works such as Returner in 2002, K20, Legend of the Mask in 2008. After a period of success with many impressive works, Kaneshiro gradually appeared less on the big screen. He maintained a relatively low profile, choosing roles carefully and avoiding overexposure. Director Peter Chan said on a talk show in 2022 that Kaneshiro's focus was not on filming, and the actor would give 100 excuses, such as not wanting to film in places with no computer or internet, and if one were to try to convince him, it would take at least half a year and the working environment would have to fit his comfort zone. Kaneshiro seems to have found contentment in working only when he wants to, and avoiding the pressure that comes with living in the media's spotlight. This is not what I expected. 2017. The story follows Gu Shengnan, a gifted chef who works at a high-end restaurant. She is passionate about cooking and has a strong personality, but struggles financially. Gu Shengnan takes on a job as a personal chef for Lu Jin, a wealthy, perfectionist businessman who is extremely picky about food and life in general. Lu Jin is a cold, demanding man who expects everything to be perfect, including his meals. Despite their clashing personalities, with Gu Shengnan's warmth and creativity versus Lu Jin's rigidity and high standards, the two begin to develop a complicated relationship. Through humorous and heartfelt moments, they gradually break down each other's walls and discover love in unexpected ways. The role of Lu Jin in the film brought Kaneshiro the Best Actor award at the Golden Screen Awards. Surprisingly, this is a rare acting award in the actor's career after many nominations. Sons of the Neon Night, 2025, set in an alternate, snow-covered 1990s Hong Kong. The story begins with a massive explosion and shooting rampage in snowy Causeway Bay, which kills a wealthy businessman and ignites a violent power struggle between drug traffickers and those opposing them. The plot centers on the heir of a family-run pharmaceutical company, Moraton, who seeks to transform the company's legacy by pushing it to go clean and abandon its involvement in illegal drug trade. However, Moraton's vision is challenged by his fugitive elder brother Maddox, who is determined to maintain the company's dominance in both legal and illegal drug markets. The conflict escalates into a ruthless war involving corrupt police officers, hired assassins, and various factions within Hong Kong's criminal underworld. Sons of the Neon Night was initially scheduled for release in 2019. However, it wasn't until 2025 that the film had its world premiere at the midnight screenings section of the 2025 Cannes Film Festival. The reasons for this delay may come from the COVID-19 pandemic, the production going over budget, and rumors of a tense relationship between the director and some of the actors. Although he finished his role in Sons of the Neon Night a long time ago, since then, Kaneshiro has not accepted any more roles. He stays away from the spotlight of the entertainment industry, lives a reclusive life, and finds joy in everyday tasks such as farming and planting. From his early days as a quirky heartthrob to his current status as a sophisticated leading man, Kaneshiro's journey through cinema represents his complex and multifaceted career. As we look into the future, it is clear that his influence will linger on for many generations of cinema. From the big screen of Taipei to all around Asia, Takeshi Kaneshiro remains a testament to the power of talent and enduring charisma.